I'm not a microphone guy either, so I prefer to go at it this way. I'm here for the exact same reasons that you're here. Some of you big guys out there that have played football, I bet you'd rather be home right now. I know I'm a Jet fan since 1969. 69 is a relevant year for me because in 67, my family came here from Cuba, and it was my first stint in socialism. I have a prop, my father's Cuban passport. My father is a hero of mine, and he's a hero of mine for one very, very important reason, and that is that he had the mindset in 1961 when he returned to Cuba to help Fidel Castro lead a country away from tyranny, or he thought. He thought that Fidel Castro had liberated the country from Batista. So my father went back enthusiastically with his whole family. I was born here. My brother was born here. And my other half-brothers and sisters returned except one. Thank God for that one, by the way. In any event, we're back in Cuba, and soon Fidel Castro announces that I'm a communist, always been a communist, always will be a communist, and my father immediately applies to leave that country. And he applied to leave the country. It took us 5 years to get out. He applied to leave that country because he wanted my brother and I to experience freedom. And for that, my father is my hero. And I'll tell you what, when I was 18 years old, on my way to Washington University in St. Louis, that liberal bastion in the center of the country, I didn't get it when my father said to me, I did this so that you'd be free. I said, yeah, whatever, Pop. And then I became a nice, hardened liberal. And I put up posters of the murderer Che Guevara on my walls. Much to my father's chagrin, he begged that I take them down. In fact, he ripped them down a couple of times. In any event, I must tell you that I've had a long, long walk from the left to the right. But now I'm on the right. And I'm on the right for the right reasons. I'm on the right for the same reasons that you're all here today. You're all here today because you're afraid. And if you're not afraid, you better be. I've had another stint in socialism that I'd like to tell you about. But the socialism that I lived in the second time was not in Cuba. It was here. I lived in socialism right here in the United States of America. Do you know where that is? Public housing. Star Parker, another heroine of mine, black woman, escaped public housing just like I did. And she said there's two Americas, not like John Edwards, but there are two Americas in this country that we must fear. And those two Americas is one, the poor living on socialism, and the wealthy living on capitalism. There's a whole bunch of fellow Americans today that live in socialism, that are living under the situations that we all now see heading our way. Serfdom is on its way, and we're on the path to getting there. We've been warned time and time again. Friedrich Hayek wrote a wonderful book. It's called The Road to Serfdom. If you haven't read it, it should become your Bible. Because he warned us about this day. He warned us about Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton and all the people that have been dragging us by the nose towards serfdom and socialism. Everything that's great about this country, everything that's great about this room, about the equipment that you see pointed at me right now, everything has been the product of capitalism and freedom and free markets. Who in their right mind would ever conclude that it's a great idea to get the government to fix something when everything good in our society has been brought to us by the free market? Who? Not me. I can tell you as surely as I have my second prop, which is a graph that shows the candy store being opened to the little kids. See that graph? Just check out the blue. See it growing? There's a significant line here. It's called the candy store. That is the year that the 16th Amendment was ratified and Washington got a whole lot of money to start growing. And they learned a lot that day, and they're continuing down that path. And we are in hyperdrive right now, and if we don't stop it, we're going to lose this wonderful place that I certainly love, and I know you do too. Thank you. The reason that I'm here today as I said in the beginning, is because I love America. I love her through and through. I love my family, I love my God, but I love this place, America. The greatest thing about America is the Constitution. That very short document that guarantees me the right to work as hard as I want, to keep that which I earn, and then make of myself anything that I wish to make myself. And all that it's supposed to do and hold me back from is injuring my neighbor. That is the greatest document ever written, and has allowed this country to become the greatest place on the face of the earth. It is a model country. It is the place that people desperately want to get to, and they'll take any means available to them to get here. That is America, and that's why I love her. The reason that we should all be incensed at this point is because Barack Obama, through Nancy Pelosi, Harry Reid, and the rest of the Klan, I can't even see Jim Himes. He's an insignificant bug in many respects. It doesn't matter what he says or does, because in reality what Jim Himes is doing is following the lead of Barack Obama. Barack Obama is a foundational socialist. He doesn't believe in freedoms like you and I do. He is a man that wants to destroy everything that's great about this country and then have a pack of individuals, for lack of a better term, all I can think of them is as a pack, and they're going to make the decisions for us. They're going to tell us what doctors to see. They're going to tell us how far we can go in our cars, what kind of cars to drive. They're going to tell us eventually everything that they want to tell us. Real short story. In Cuba, 1991, I went to visit my brother. He takes me to the rainforest. As a biologist, I love it. There's a man that comes up at 3 o'clock in the afternoon and pulls my shirt and says, "We got to go." I said, "Why do we have to go?" And he says, "Because we got to get back quick." I finally asked my brother why. And he says, if he doesn't get that gun, that .22 rifle with 2 bullets in his pocket, back in the warehouse, before 5 o'clock, 5 years of mandatory labor for this man without a trial. That's what Barack wants to give us, folks. Eventually, those are the rights that we will be left with. It's up to us to stop that. I hope that you vote for Rick Torres to stop that.
Thank you.